Alaska is truly America's last great frontier. Huge wilderness, rugged peaks, massive game, not to mention the unpredictable weather. If you're a North American hunter, you gotta put this on your bucket list. Ever since I was a kid growing up in Iowa, I dreamed of hunting here, reading Fred Bear field notes and imagining myself challenging the same giant grizzlies he did. Finally, I got my wish with the Rolling Bones TV crew 3 years ago, and guess what? We just couldn't get enough.
Well, welcome to Alaska.
So here we are once again, heading for the rooftop of North America. This time, the majestic Alaska Range. Along with our guides from Extreme Expedition, we're in search of the elusive Dall sheep, trophy caribou, and the top predator of them all, the mountain grizzly. What we found not only tested our hunting skills, but the limits of our endurance. So buckle up and get ready to roll for part one as Rolling Bones TV gets ready to go intense on Alaska. Yeah!
Rolling Bones TV is proud to salute our sponsors. Kershaw Knives, there's nothing like a Kershaw. Arms Core Ammunition, the official ammo of Rolling Bones Outfitters. By Realtree Max 1 Camo, for all the places deer and antelope roam. The Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, elevate your experience. And by Rolling Bones Outfitters. Be sure to sign up today for exclusive member benefits, including discounts on hunts and merchandise. Log on to rollingbonesoutfitters.com.
When you're departing for Alaska, you have a lot of mixed emotions because one, it's a huge trip and you're amped up and you're excited and you're going to something great, but you're leaving everything else behind. It's an interesting emotion, and I don't want to say it's like going off to college, but it is, you know, and I love that rambling man feeling anyway. I love to get out there and get going, and this definitely scratches that itch if you have it.
It's powerful. It's powerful getting on that plane for that first leg of the journey. And you know, 40 minutes and you're in Denver. And then we're 5.5 hour flight. And you know, I could never rest on that darn plane. I'm looking out, I'm always checking the scenery out.
I really get juiced at about that 3.5 hour mark, because when you have an hour and a half left, you start seeing those peaks in the Yukon. You're thinking unspoiled territory, giant horns, big game, and you're getting locked in and focused on what you're going to do.
You know, it seems like a long flight, but it wasn't that long, was it?
Yeah, 5 hours. Old Fred Bear took months to get here.
And you know, you think back in the 30s and 40s when Fred Bear went up there and did that. I sometimes sit there and it's a little bit of fuel for me, because when I'm in Alaska feeling sorry for myself, I do the suck it up buttercup. That's what my son always says. And then I think right after that, you know what? One of my heroes, Fred Bear, had it way worse. They didn't even have good boots back then.
Brandon got in from Utah and we are in from South Dakota. It's 1 in the morning our time.
This place is awesome.
Brandon Neal works with our company, Rolling Bones Outfitters, and he lives in Utah, and he got to experience this. I mean, this is one of his first really big hunts, and he's on this hunt of a lifetime. All right, let's go get the Rolling Bones rifles.
What you got there, Brian?
We have the most important part of the process here.
For the gear we took to Alaska and what we put on our backs to survive, so go to rollingbonesoutfitters.com, click on Rolling Bones TV, and watch Brandon's video.
And those guys claim that I pack a lot of stuff to places where we go.
And that's Mark. He brings his whole house and he still doesn't have enough stuff. Oh my gosh.
These guys are ridiculous.
Hey Mark, remember, we're not in Wyoming in an antelope camp for 3 days.
Hey, where are you from? Me? Yeah, Anchorage. Yeah, boy. Mr. Pratt.
You know you're in Alaska when you get into the hotel and there's bears hanging on the walls and real ones standing up, moose antlers, and just nothing makes you feel more at home.
Right, the all essential satellite phones. Once we get into base camp, we're all going to be in different areas. So
I never turned the sat phone on and played 2 dots, but I do know this. If Mark Cassavan had it, the battery would be dead because he'd be like, oh my God, I'm the least techie guy when it comes to video games. It's horrible.
What was the name of this company we used?
Surveyors Exchange.
Surveyors Exchange, man. They hooked us up and they brought them right to the place. Here we are, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that first night in the motel, I never sleep well. I'm excited for the hunt. And it's like being a little kid ready for Christmas. You want it to be there.
As you can see, we have all of our stuff ready to go. We spent the night here at the Homewood Suites, and we're packed, racked, and ready to go, man. We're gonna go shoot some stuff. This is quite an adventure, and Rolling Bones style, we're gonna do it big, so stay with us.
Right, packed, ready to go.
Okay, we're jumping on the plane here in a few minutes. We're going down to get on Regal Air. We spent the night here at the Homewood Suites, and we're packed, racked, and ready to go, man. We're gonna go shoot some stuff. This is quite an adventure. What's that now?
How's it going?
Good, Brandon Hill. How are you?
Adam Stewart, nice to meet you.
Adam, good to meet you too.
Yeah.
When we book these hunts for our clients or ourselves, we want all of us in the safest possible scenario. Regal Air, phenomenal.
Well, welcome to Alaska.
Thank you. I'm Brad.
Jack. How you doing, Jack? We already hopped on the scale. I weighed a svelte 179.
And they are really good. They have excellent pilots. They're very well organized. They help stow your gear.
So Mike, you've been flying since 1999.
1999.
And you started flying when you were 4. 4.5.
Flying in and with a bush pilot, very interesting. I've flown with some good ones and I've flown with some crazy ones, but usually the crazy ones are the good ones. They know what they're doing. They get us in and out, and you got to trust those guys.
We're going up, man. We're in a 206, Cessna 206. We have an hour and a half ride into base camp. The 3 of us then leave on probably some small bush plane, Super Cub or something, and we'll be out hunting bear, hopefully in camp this evening is the way I understand it. So anyway, it's gonna be awesome, man. We're on our way, ready to go.
Incredible, man.
And then we break around and we move through that first pass in the Alaska range, and he said, look to your right, Mount McKinley is clear today, and wow, what a spectacular view.
It's unbelievable to see, and it's such a cool experience. You know, these bush pilots in Alaska, they've got to be the best pilots anywhere, because you got all these currents, you got all these mountains, valleys, and they do a phenomenal job of getting to point A to point B.
Next 15 days, gonna rock, man, gonna rock.
Let's do it. Let's go. How you doing, Brandon?
Brandon, pleasure.
Good to
Jeff
meet you.
Raleigh, Andy Willis.
Andy, how are you?
Brandon, nice to meet you.
Andy, Brian Mayman,
Brian,
heard a
nice
lot
to meet
about
you.
you, man.
We really pride ourselves having some of the best outfitters in the country. So when we match the hunter with the hunt, they're happy. This outfitter is phenomenal. What we have arranged with them for our clients on these hunts is what you're viewing. Jeff is a master guide, and Andy is a master pilot.
We'll see you in 15 days. And he's off. That's it. That's our connection to the outside world. Now we have some small planes that'll get in and out of here.
The base camp had lots of great features. The wall tents were unbelievable.
This is my personal tent with power in Alaska for my electronics. Wood stove here, keep your place warm, keep you happy in the evenings.
You could see this base camp took years and years to develop. They had a fantastic, I mean, a hot shower you cannot believe. They had a neat cabin that was their cook cabin. That was the hub of the activity, and it was pretty cool.
I've never, ever, ever been in a camp where when you walk in, they say, "So would you like a cold beer?" From the keg in the glacier stream, ice cold, over the top.
Wall tent, showers. I mean, I could live on grilled cheese and gummy bears the whole time in Alaska, no problem.
I just texted Lindley on our DeLoreans from our iPhone. Boom, text dialogue right back. Are you happy?
I'm happy. I'm real happy. Are you happy?
I'm elated right now.
Good.
It sounds like they're getting ready to go down to the range, so we're gonna head down there.
All right, we're going to make sure our gun's going to get bumped off during the airline ride over here. So,
You on the orange target?
the orange target, does that work?
That makes a 3-shot group that's 1 hole.
3-shot group, 1 hole. Arms Corps ammunition.
And one of the things I like about what they do at Arms Corps is they pack 5 rounds into these smaller boxes, so you can put them in a pocket real easy. And in my opinion, they're easier to pack than packing the whole box with you. All right, here we go. I'm just getting ready to take off to a baited stand to hunt some bear. So I drew the lucky straw. I can hunt here this first night since we're over bait. And there's been a bear or 2 hitting the stand that I'm going on right now. So hopefully I'll have some luck and get a big grizzly tonight is what I'm hoping for. Put the Montana rifle to use and get the first kill with the new gun.
So that's a good bear right there. You can see the claws there. Oh, right here. See some good.
Just got into spike camp here and it's way warm today. In shorts in Alaska.
Yep. Way too hot. It is hot.
We're in 3 different spike camps, myself, Brad, and Brian, for the next few days. And I was lucky enough to draw the straw to sit on a baited stand tonight for brown bear.
We're just getting to this bait stand here tonight. It's about 9:15, so still light up here in Alaska. Tells me there's all kinds of bears around here, so I haven't seen any yet, but it's only the first day. I've only been here for a couple hours, so we're gonna see if he's right.
I think it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, and we're on a river drainage. There's some fish that have moved up, so we're going to be in a float boat on some white water, and we're drifting down about 30 miles.
We slept here for a few hours last night. We had a black bear right here across the river last night. I couldn't get any video of it. We just couldn't get it. It was right at dark, and it's getting dark here about 12 o'clock, and I just got up, man. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. So we're going to be working this salmon stream today, and then we're going to put ourselves in a position to be able to shoot these brown bear when they come out and work those salmon streams at night. So,
You know how bears are. They're where you find them. And they show up at the weirdest places.
Yeah, that's our home security system in Alaska. That little bugger runs on 4D batteries. It's gonna run all season long for these guys. Keep the bears out of our camp. Our supplemental policy is our Roll and Bones rifle that's sitting right beside the tent for us. 20 hours of daylight, and right now I'm guessing it's in the 80s. It is so hot.
The weather in Alaska is like the terrain. It's extreme. It was 94 degrees. That's right, in Alaska.
Poking up a little drainage. See if we can find any fresh bear sign. So, you know, not a bad sized bear. It looks like it's not a monster, but it's a pretty big bear. But it's been here a few days ago, so. It's like my daughter makes oobleck. That's what this glacial silt reminds me of. You just pounce on it until you don't, and then you sink like a rock.
In Alaska, the terrain is so much different than anywhere I've ever hunted. It's not dry, it's not wet, it's everything. It's squishy, it's rocky, it's slippery.
So this salmon stream is popular with all types of fishermen. We just found the place on the bank where we want to be. You can see up and downstream, and there's a lot of fish. We can smell dead fish. They've been in this stream. Sounded like we had a bear behind us, didn't it? It was too big to be a chipmunk.
We just came up. We got out of the boat here. It looks like friggin' I-90 coming west to Yellowstone with bear tracks.
Hi, I'm Brian Mayman, founder of Rolling Bones Outfitters. And a hunting trip to Alaska can be a trip of a lifetime. And at Rolling Bones, we'd like to make that happen for you. It can be expensive, sure, but here's one of the things that we do to make it affordable. We have special priced hunts and a lot of times discounted cancellation hunts that can be up to 50% off. We had a hunt last week, a brown bear hunt, trip of a lifetime again. $18,000, $11,000 it came in. The outfitter just needed to get the space filled, and we deliver on that. We founded this company so we could bring a better value to the hunter, and the guy and the gal sitting in North America that says, I always wanted to do that, could click on a button, talk to somebody to help you find your next trip of a lifetime. Whether it be bird hunting on the Great Prairie of South Dakota or shooting a Dall sheep in Alaska, we have the answers for you. Here's what you have to do to get those type of prices. You have to be a member. Go to rollingbonesoutfitters.com and sign up today.
All right, we just finished up the first night sitting in the blind, and not really any activity there tonight. So I think tomorrow we're going to watch the river. The fish are starting to come upstream, so hopefully there'll be some bears out.
So that's a good bear right there. You can see the claws there. A lot of bear tracks, a lot of bear sign all over. We saw a lot of fish in the stream that's swimming upriver here. So we're gonna go check it out here tonight. We're hoping that with the heat that the bears will be coming out tonight. We gotta build a blind up here. All right, we're all set up here. We just set up a ground blind here, as you can see. So we can see downriver and then upriver too. Now we just need a bunch of bears to come out so we can pick and choose. It's 10:50 p.m. right now. This weather just kept the bears in hibernation. I think they're just, I don't know what they're waiting for. I guess they're like us. They don't like to come out when it's super hot. So this weather we're having is not Alaska weather.
We just came up. We got out of the boat here. and it looks like friggin' I-90 coming west to Yellowstone with bear tracks. It's just that nothing's staying here. They're just coming through. There's black bear tracks, there's wolverine tracks. Everybody's checking into the local grocery store, seeing if the shipments came in yet, and that shipment that we're looking for is chum salmon. So we're just working these first 6-7 days of this hunt before we head to the high country and hunt sheep and caribou.
Got a bear right there.
Those little quick steps. Looks like an old bear, but it's not a real big bear. You know what I mean? Got those skinny legs. Just not a lot of body mass. I mean, it's not a little bitty bear, but it's definitely not a great big old boar either.
And we've seen bear, just haven't seen the right bear.
Brandon goes up the mountain to go look at some sheep that they spotted. On the way up, they saw a caribou that they said, dude, that is a giant caribou. They see a grizzly bear coming down. The grizzly bear sees the caribou also, so the grizzly bear is hunting the caribou. They're hunting the caribou, so they said, okay, let's go. We can do both. So they take off for the grizzly bear, and boom, the hunt's on.